Hello, YouTube family. Sending you a bunch of love and light. Okay. Please like, share, and subscribe if you have not done so already. And welcome to my channel and welcome to this video. So this video is going to kind of bounce around a little bit regarding topics. Some of the topics that we're going to be discussing is reprogramming, ignorance, awakening, and how to prepare your body for ascension, or ways to prepare your physical vessel, your entire being, to connect with the divine, ways to harness divinity, okay? Yeah, and also ways to deal with people who are asleep. These are things that I've had to learn. I'm still fucking trying to learn, because when you are essentially vibrating at a higher frequency than most people, you will notice how they fall off. Like, you can't, me personally, I hate small talk. I don't really care to, like I said, like anything mundane or like small talk, like just to fill in shit, like just to talk, like, oh, how's the weather, like things like that. It's very difficult for me. What is starting to show up in my camera? Like, I know that my camera is like fucked up, but that's weird, because that wasn't there before. I don't know if that's a reflection of something. But anyways, so and also I wanted to reassure the people here on my channel about, like, it's because I need to reassure myself. So this platform, it really helps me in my day-to-day, and it helps me within my own struggles as well. Ways to cope and to understand that it's okay to be different, and to not shy away from your gifts or shy away from your inner knowing and your truth based on other people. I don't care if these are your family, friends, you know, significant others. Stay true to yourself. That is the most important thing. So a couple ways, if you are seeking to, you know, connect with the divine, connect with your highest self, God, the universe, whatever you want to refer to it as, okay? If you are seeking that, and like you feel like, damn, like I feel disconnected, I don't feel like my intuition is where it should be, or I don't feel like I'm able to hear the word of God, or I don't feel like I'm able to hear the word of my angels, my guides. I don't feel like I am able to receive the type of guidance that I feel I should be able to receive, especially if you've been like doing certain work to make this happen, and it just seems like it's just not happening. So personally for me, things that I've done, right? So I just have to get on here and kind of get a little personal, like a personal experience, and why I was motivated and inspired to actually make this video in the first place. So when you are trying to uplift or help guide someone, if you get a calling to help guide someone, or that you have a message for them, and they're asleep, okay? They're not where you are as far as like healing, spiritual awakening. They're just not there yet. Not saying that they will never get there, but they're just not there yet. It can be very difficult, and a lot of times people shy away from their gifts because they don't want to have to deal with the backlash or the bullshit that comes with other people, and not receiving the word or the guidance well, or even being willing or open to accept the guidance, right? And I have to use Jesus as an example, how people scrutinized him. People didn't believe in him. You know, people thought that he was a blasphemer, that he was blasphemy and all this shit, and he wound up being the truth, right? So that's kind of what I've been dealing with, just as of recently. I grew up, you know, Christian. It was pushed on me as a child, okay? And, you know, since coming into knowing, coming into understanding, coming into self-love, coming into transformation, coming into the shift that's gone on a global level on the earth, I've always sought truth. I've been completely faithful, no matter if I'd never categorize myself as religious. I just categorize myself as spiritual, even prior to my big spiritual awakening, like my I have arrived type of spiritual awakening, right? So it's when you are trying to counsel someone that's crazy, that looks like something on the camera, that's wicked, like, wow. When you are trying to counsel someone and they're just not accepting of it, like they are still boxed in, they're still, you know, a part of the matrix, if you want to say, it can be very difficult to get through. And even with my partner, right, like I said, I want to get a little transparent and personal on here, just so you know that you're not alone and that you're not going through this alone. I think it's the person's lights, you know, making that. Sorry about that. Yeah, so even with my significant other, his passed on loved ones have came to me multiple times. I've experienced sleep paralysis because they're trying to get through to him through me, you know, because of all the work that I've done. So a little bit more on background, ways that I took the initiative to connect with the divine, okay? Source energy, God, the universe, the Alpha and the Omega, was fasting. Fasting was an amazing tool that I used to connect, as well as I was instructed, I was guided to do all of this, because I have clairs, certain gifts where I have clear knowing, clear feeling, clear seeing, clear hearing. I don't know if I said clear hearing already, but, and I listen to my intuition. My intuition never steers me wrong. So a lot of you don't, there's a lot of us out there that don't even know what our intuition really is, and really to understand how it works and to be able to differentiate it, because we're conditioned to go based off of logic and not so much our intuition, because the way society is constructed, it deprives us and it kind of oppresses us from being able to fully tap into our intuitive abilities, our psychic abilities, our natural gifts, telekinesis, telepathy, because of the way that things are structured around us, you know. Even clothes, they keep us from having that direct connection with the nature and things like that. It's deep. So, yeah. I'm getting off topic. Yeah, so, I was guided. Okay. Another thing was spiritually cleansing. Okay. Spiritual baptisms. Now, I'm not even going to get into that. I'll save that topic for another video. That's about like my baptism with the church and things like that, and how I was called and it was so beautiful, whatever. So, okay. So spiritually cleansing. So I kept being called, like, cleanse your vessel. You want to connect with me, you've got to go back to the basics. You've got to go back to your roots, in a sense. So, and this is a bit, you know, very personal and very much so raw, okay? Basically I was guided to fully outgrow everything as far as pubic hair, vaginal hair. Like, you have to go back to your natural state is what I was guided to do. I didn't shave for over 2 months. My armpits, my vagina, I went back to my natural state of being, ultimately. So, and it was like pure, it was beautiful. It was my natural state. And spiritual baths, okay? I started making my own spiritual baths, as well as, you know, making my own scrubs, my own oils. It was like an entire way of living that was presented to me, and I ran with it. And I feel like a lot of times our mental gets in the way of us taking action on things. Like, we overthink too much. Our brain gets in the way too much. Instead of following our heart and our intuition and our God's voice, we allow our mind, anxiety, old belief systems, past experiences, trauma to hold us back. Like, trauma has such a grip on the collective, it's fucking ridiculous. So when you take the initiative to cleanse yourself, okay, spiritually, physically, and you're intentional about it, and you know what your goal is, and you know why you're doing it, that's how you will receive divine guidance and the divine word. Like, and something that led me, like I said, to post this was I was called to reach out to my cousin, because me and my cousin had already been having a conversation, and I was like, let me do a reading for you. Like, and this is somebody who, you know, she still is just the Bible. She's just solely all about the Bible, which that's fine. But it's like, I don't like hypocrisy. I don't like it when, you know, you're such a Bible person, but yet you haven't even read the whole Bible, or there's things in the Bible that I even know that person doesn't know, or something like that. Like, I feel like Christians, and this is no shade, you know, because I was raised Christian, but they are the most hypocritical of everyone. And what I learned about Christianity was that it instilled fear. Yes, it's what brought me to God at the end of the day, but it also instilled fear as well. Like, for instance, my grandfather, like, I didn't grow up with my dad. You know, my dad was very abusive. He chose the drug game over me and my family. My mom, saw him whip and beat the shit out of my mom. Okay, I used to have to sneak food to my mom because he wouldn't let her eat. Shit like that, like lots of trauma. But my grandfather would say to me, your dad needs to tie a noose around his neck and jump into the lake of fire. So these were my introductions to God, right? Where it's that yin and yang, which essentially that's what this life is. This dimension is duality, right? But I'm trying to get my people here on my channel, and myself and the people who are closest to me, past duality to understanding that things just are what they are. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So it was like Christianity instilled fear, and it was my example to God. So it was very confusing, very contradicting. Then to just grow up and find out that my grandfather wasn't even there for my mom and her twins. So it's just like, I mean, my mom, her twin, and her other siblings. So it's just like, damn, like, that's the pot calling the kettle black, or whatever that saying is. You feel me? Like, very hypocritical. So I was faced with, you know, a task. I was guided, and I don't force nothing on anyone, because that's exactly why people shy away from religion or Christianity, because they force it on you. But something in my mind, my body, my soul was just like, you know, wake her up. She's somebody that needs to be woken up. Wake her up. Say like, oh, let's do a reading on you, because I felt called. I felt the angels, like, they want to give her guidance. Like, this is somebody, we all need guidance at the end of the day. The same way, like, it got real nitty gritty, and it got deep, because she was like, you know, I kind of like the way that I'm going now with my faith, and like her perception, because she's gone through some fucked up shit with the things that I'm doing, I guess, like somebody read her palms and they didn't have good intention and she just willingly let them do it, you know, like, so she's had her own bad experiences with this life, I guess, spirituality, which her perception is fucked up and she's boxed in, you know, she's just the Bible. But I've tried to break down to her everything, how, you know, the Christians took the pagan beliefs, how when we were first put here, we didn't have a book to go off of. Like, I've tried every avenue that I can, but something just doesn't click. Like, it's just not clicking. So it was frustrating me, and I kind of took shit personal. I was trying my best not to take things personal, but it's like, this is my passion, and I wanted to share the beauty within my work with someone else that I love, somebody who comes to me for guidance, somebody who is always seeking me. So it's the same thing. If you come to me because you don't understand something, it's the same shit, you know what I'm saying? But it's like the cards are what is throwing her off. So long story short, those are ways to cleanse yourself. And the reason why I'm talking about this is because she had said, what did she say? She was like, you know, I understand that you're being called to relay a message, or you feel that, you know, the Holy Spirit has a message for me, whatever. And I'm trying to understand you, but I'm just trying to understand why the Holy Spirit can't come to me directly. And that's where shit got real. And I'm like, see, now I feel like my intelligence is being insulted. Because, first of all, and the fact that I even have to break this down just shows that the past 2, 3, 4, 5 years that I've been telling her about my journey and things that I've done, and she hasn't been paying attention to me. So that's why I'm getting on here, to help you guys on ways to better connect with the divine. Because I had to explain to her, a monk, a priest, a pastor, they all dedicate their life to knowing God and to doing God's work and to seeking him and being God's servant, right? Why am I any different? I've dedicated my life to this shit. I've taken the initiative to seek and find. I've taken the initiative to cleanse my mind, body, and spirit over and over and over again to seek truth. You haven't. And I don't want to come off, I didn't mean, my intention was not to come off cocky, confident, or arrogant, or, you know, any of those things. But it comes to a point where, like, do you question, when you're watching your pastor on church, at church on Sundays, does it ever cross your mind to be like, oh, I wonder why I didn't think about that, or I wonder why I'm watching this man instead of me being filled with the Spirit myself? It's the same shit. But I feel like because I am her family, or because I am, her family, it's like she's not viewing me like, why me? Is kind of how. And at the end of the day, this is why I'm getting on here, because I do not want somebody who was asleep to affect you, because I almost let it affect me, but I didn't. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, you know, it's just ignorance is bliss. It's lack of knowing. It's the lack of knowledge. You ain't where I'm at, just point blank, period. And it sounds fucked up. It sounds cocky, but it just is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. The truth hurts sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So I'm being called and inspired to get on here and share this message with y'all, because you are going to come across people like this, if you already haven't, where either they question your intention, and I think another reason why I'm feeling this way and like bringing it out on my channel is because I was faced with another demonic entity. Not even saying that that's what she is, but like, this is the second time in like a week where my integrity was questioned, or my intentions were questioned, you know? I was faced with somebody who was like off break, very rude. I didn't know this person. They showed up at my mom's house. And for off breaks, I didn't like their vibe. I seen like certain energies, dark energies flying around them. And their name was Rock, and I had a big selenite stick with me. Like, it was like before this person even came, into the house, I grabbed my crystal, my selenite stick, and I just had it on me, whatever. And he was like, yeah, my name is Rock, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, well, here's a rock. And then off break, he was like, oh, what you trying to do, a love spell? Like, basically, like, got on the defense. And I'm, like, looking at this nigga like, see, that's the problem. And he was like, yeah, I have my God, and I'm so blessed. And I know that if you blessed, you don't have to talk about how blessed you are. If you really blessed, you don't have to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, if you're real, you don't have to keep telling people how real you are. You know what I'm saying? So, oh, you're trying to put a love spell on me. Oh, you're giving power to a crystal. And, you know, this is the same type of response that I got from my cousin about crystals and cards and shit. People are so fucking ignorant, young. And it's just sad that you can see the difference between one type of person and another, right? So, like, how are you so ignorant that I'm not giving power to, like, because I was like, oh, it's a rock, like, here. It was more so like a joke, and he took it as like, oh, like, you trying to put some shit on me. Like, what have you experienced, or what? Like, there's just so much fear out here. And I told him, I was like, how do you know that we're not in the right place or the same place at the same time for a reason that's bigger than both of you? How do you know that I'm not gifted and that you came into contact with me for a reason? And he took that as I was giving power to a crystal, and that's like, he just misinterpreted what I was saying. And that's what I'm saying about ignorance is bliss. It's like you speak in another language to these people, so it's not even worth it, because it's like you speaking gibberish. You are now a light being. Once you reach a certain level of enlightenment, of nirvana, of awareness, of consciousness, of frequency, you are now a light being. So what you say and how you talk is not going to be interpreted by the people who are mundane as fucking asleep. So it was just like, and it's so stupid, because these people are afraid of crystals, right? But they come from the earth. A crystal is just like a flower. Like, God created, God, the universe, the Most High, whatever you want to refer to it as, created that rock, bruh. Like, little do you know, the diamond ring that you want from your husband, that diamond came from the earth. Are you afraid of that fucking diamond, though? No, you're not. It's like, and that's why I feel like they want to say that, you know, the way of spirituality, the cards, the divination, the woody woo 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 woo, all that shit is like of the devil and evil and satanic and the Antichrist. I truly believe that it's the other way around. I view crystals as like not batteries, but kind of like what is the word I'm looking for? Like what is the word I'm looking for? Like energizer, like energy, like I can't think of the word, but like power, or like I can't think of the word. I don't know, but it's like it's so beautiful. I was doing this shit as a child, and I think that that's where it's better left unsaid. Like, what's understood don't gotta be explained. So knowing the beauty behind crystals, and knowing when I was a little girl, I had a crystal club, and I would go around, break rocks open, and I would see on the inside the crystalline. Like, so for things to just come full circle like that, like to see the innocence in it, and I'm getting emotional because it's so innocent, young. It's tapping into your inner child, and it's tapping into self-love, and it's just tapping into innocence, you know? And people are afraid of this shit. Like I said, it's like crystals are like flowers. Like, they come from the earth, And yeah, there's people with bad intentions out here. Don't get it twisted. Like, there are people, but that's anywhere you go. Even if you go to church, the church people, the Christians, the Catholics, they're the main people out here fucking little boys and shit. You know what I'm saying? So, and then there's so many people like this. This bitch had the audacity, forgive me for calling her a bitch, but she had the audacity to send me a video about Jesus and how somebody went from witchcraft to back to Jesus or something and found Jesus. She had the audacity to send me this fucking video, young. And I didn't even respond to her because it's like, you're going based off of what you're seeing on YouTube. You do not have a mind of your own, bro. Like, it's like, and it's like not even worth, it's just sad. It makes me sad because when you're called to help someone, or you really feel in your heart that like you're supposed to help someone, but you can only help them so much. Like I gave her like a scenario. Like, I just wanted to share my gifts with her and what I'm passionate about the same way she wanted me to support her in doing her hair, because she was at the Paul Mitchell temple, right? So I came and I let her do my hair. I trusted her to do my hair, to put heat to my hair. Went out of my way to drive to her and entrusted her with something that she was passionate about, what she wanted to make a career out of. But I can't get the same in return. So I was trying to use because like I said, ignorance is bliss. So I'm trying to dumb it down to the best of my motherfucking ability. Like, what way can I put this to where, and every time I talk to her, she feels attacked. So it's just like, it's just unfortunate. So I just wanted to get on here and give you guys some hope in when you step into your gifts and you know, you're really like tapped in and you're trying to, you know, spread the word of your truth and what you've gone through and what you've experienced, your own divinity, you know, tapping into your own gifts and your intuition and things of that nature, and people don't respond the way that you may want them to. And that's okay. I just wanted to get on here and let you know that that's okay. And and not saying that you're not going to feel any way about it. You're not going to be upset or disappointed. But always go into it like, look, I don't need to explain myself. And there are going to be people that you come across, especially family, you know, and your loved ones, where those are the most difficult ones, because it's like you want them to understand and you want them essentially to go where you're going, you know. But even in scripture, it talks about like you can't go where not everyone can go where God has planned for you to go. You know what I'm saying? And it's just sad. It's very sad to see the divide, to see that you're on an ascension process, but then to see that other people aren't going to be able to go with you. That's the sad part, you know. And it's like all we can do is pray for them, you know, have discernment. And I just want you to know that if you are trying to better connect with the divine, take the initiative to cleanse yourself and say it. Words are so powerful. I was not expecting a whole spiritual entourage. You know, for years I was in darkness. For years I was alone and unsupported and felt that way anyway. I know my guides have been with me for a long time, my angels, but I just didn't know. I wasn't aware. But yeah, so I was in a dark place, and I just kept praying and seeking and praying, and I never gave up. No matter how dark shit got, no matter how low I got, I always found a silver lining. I always was like, no, things will get better. Making the best out of homelessness, making the best out of being pregnant and homeless. You know what I'm saying? Like, literally, like, my mom looks at me now and she's like, oh my God, like, you've seen angels, and I've gotten it on camera, and you're so faithful, like, in a way. And also with my mom, hearing her say like she's jealous or envious of me, that hurt, because she was like, your gifts just dropped in your lap, like it happened so fast. Not to me. Like, maybe from your eyes view, that's the story, that's what happened, but that's not what it didn't feel like that for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, and she just looks at me and she's like, you're just so faithful. And to hear the words like, I'm jealous and I'm envious, that shit hurt, young. Like, that shit hurt. It is a hell of a task being a chosen one. So this video is for my chosen ones, okay? And to embrace your differences, to embrace your uniqueness, to embrace your weirdness, to embrace whatever term or label people want to put on you, to embrace it. You want to connect with the divine, you ask and it will happen. You want to connect with your angels, you ask and it will happen. Seek and you shall find, ask and you shall receive, okay? There are ways. It's like, even giving energy to her in those moments, I'm just like, this shit is like a high schooler trying to teach a fucking preschooler on some shit, you know? And there's no ego in it. Like, I'm setting my ego aside. It's not even about ego at this point. At this point, it's just one way of being and versus another. You know what I'm saying? Like, getting kind of close there. You're just not where I'm at. Like, we're all on different timelines. We're all in different parts of our journey. And it's not even that I'm judging her based on her beliefs, because I'm not. Because I even reference the Bible sometimes. But see, my knowledge is so vast where I look at everything. I'm not going to be boxed in. I'm sorry. We're already boxed in enough as a collective. And especially with the most recent shit going on, people being forced to get vaccinated, and or you going to lose your job. All this shit that's going on, like, in the world right now. We're boxed in enough. Like, for me, I took the initiative to understand and seek truth. So truth was revealed. Okay? And it's like trying to talk to somebody and help them. Like, I can only help you so much. And I made a good ass point when, you know, I was like talking about, like, you blindly trust your pastor. You don't know this motherfucker, but you blindly trust him because he's a pastor, right? But I'm your blood and I'm your family, and you say that I'm always there for you and that you see me, but you don't, though. You don't. Point blank period. You don't see me. And people will say a lot. I just want y'all to be prepared for people falling off left and right without you even having to do anything. Like, you are going to ascend, okay? Those of you who this video resonates with, you know who you are and you already feel it. And you are going to go way beyond a lot of people in your current reality. If they haven't already fallen off, they are going to. And you can tell the ones that are still really trying to hold on and shit. Like, the ones that you could just see, like, you can't get rid of them. You know, it's like they fall off, then you get back on, and then you fall, and it's just the same shit. It's like, I can't. I'm sorry. And it's like I said, it's sad, especially for those of us who are empaths, you know. We're very sensitive, and we empathize with people, and we're considerate of others' feelings and how they feel. And, you know, it's just, there's so much fear in this world. It's sad. And it's like, God is love. We were made in God's image, correct? Here I am going back to the Bible. So there's just so much propaganda and fugaziness around this spiritual life. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people new to the spiritual community as well, and they're putting out this persona that isn't what it is not innocent, is not Like I said, in every fucking community, whether you're Christian, Catholic, Buddhist, Muslim, spiritual, whatever, pagan, there's always going to be that good and bad component, you know? But there are a lot of people new to spirituality, new to the spiritual community, that are reckless as fuck. And it's the same way how Christians and man fucked up people getting to know God by forcing it. Like, oh, if you don't accept Jesus Christ into your heart, you going to hell. Like, that scares people. People don't want to be controlled like that. They want to experience it directly for themselves. You know what I'm saying? I'm not just going to believe something because you said it. Are you God? No. You are not the creator. So it's the same with this community. There's people that have done bad and do bad and then give everybody a bad rep. You know what I'm saying? For so long, psychics have been viewed and looked at as fraudulent and fugazi, and because there are ones that have bad intentions, I'm not going to sugarcoat that shit. Not everybody is of the light, is of good intent. And for real, none of us are all light. So that's a fucking propaganda and fugaziness right there, because we are all duality. We all have a little bit of darkness in us and a little bit of light. You can't have one without the other. So it's all about your intention, okay? And discernment. Have discernment, please. Don't get got and don't allow yourself to be... Okay, this is what I'm going to leave you with. On this journey that you are on currently right now, there is going to be a lot of naysayers. There's going to be a lot of people who are going to try to tell you you're wrong, or because your mind is trying to be reprogrammed and is trying to purge old belief systems, okay? And to your mind, your brain is literally like, your DNA is being activated and your brain is literally being forced to reprogram, right? And you're trying to purge old thoughts and old ways of thinking and old ways of being. So a lot's going on up in here in your brain, right? So there's going to be things that arise in your reality that try to pull you back down and put you back in that box. But I'm here to tell you that I'm going to be here for you to keep reminding you on my channel that you are not going to go back, okay? I just want to prepare my soul family here on this channel that there's going to be resistance. When you try to do something that you never did before, there's going to be that pull where your conscience is going to be like, okay, well, I don't want God to be disappointed in me, because you're trying to like purge shit. You're trying to merge quantum physics with spirituality. You're trying to understand religion, and it's so much. And these are for my people that are like really seeking truth and really trying to seek an understanding of enlightenment and what truth is and who you are as an individual, as a light being, as a soul in a physical vessel, you know? So there's going to be a lot of resistance, and there's going to be a lot of people, you know, trying to tell you what shit is and what it isn't. And it's like, that's why doing your research and just know who you are. The process to finding out who you are is so beautiful, and I do not want anything or anyone to get in the way of that. They're gonna try, and this is kind of like a warning from spirit. Like, they put this on me, my highest self, my guys put this on me today to talk about, because it's going to happen. It's still even happening in my life. Like, people are just ignorant, and it's okay though. It's okay, because one day they may wake up, one day they may not. You know what I'm saying? We don't know. But what I do know is that if you stay on the course, you stay dedicated to you stay dedicated to self, you will not regret it. And you're going to think back and look back and laugh about the ignorance in the world. There's so much ignorance. There's a lot more ignorance than there is intelligence. You feel me? So just remember that you are going through a process of being reborn. You're going through a process of activation. You're going through a process of purging so much. Like, your entire body is being upgraded and being prepared for ascension. So be easy on yourself. Go easy on yourself. Understand that you are human, okay? You are a spiritual being having a physical experience, and it's okay if people don't understand all the time. It's okay for they not know what they do. Look, again, Jesus. For they not know what they do. That's what he said on the cross, right? People are ignorant. So stay up. Don't be easily influenced. Know your truth. Know who you are. And if you don't know, do things to find out, okay? Cleanse your vessel. Fast. Pray. And when you pray, hold your hands open. Don't close them. And when you pray, don't ask for shit. Be quiet and sit there and wait for a message. Have patience. Meditate, okay? Do reprogrammings of your subconscious to help you with your crown and third eye chakras. Especially for those that have gone through like trauma to the head. You need it that much more, okay? So yes, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm going to be putting out a lot more content. I just wanted to get on here and instill hope, instill encouragement, and to give you a little bit of tips and tools on ways to connect with the divine. And I do sell spiritual bath salts. If you're interested in that, I sell alchemy kits. Okay, if you're interested in a personal reading, please click the link in the description box below. I offer Reiki. I am also doing the Sisterhood of the Rose, which is a collective of women, okay? Women who are going to help support one another and be there, a sisterhood of activations, of healing, like healing circles and things of that nature, virtually, of course. But yes, there's a lot of things to come. I love you guys so very much. Sending you a bunch of love and protection and abundance on this beautiful day, okay? Don't let anyone tell you who you are, okay? Because most of the time they don't even know who the hell they are. So know your worth. Know who you are. Know that if you don't know who you are fully yet, know that you really can't be defined anyway, okay? So yes, please like, share, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And if you're interested in any type of readings or services, please check me out in the description box below. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.